Hannah, something else that's interesting, I think I heard you say it in the last interview you were on, is how when you grow up in a cult, it's easier to fall back into a cult when you get older. And so it's like you grew up with this spiritual abuse happening. And so it was easy later for that same pattern to sort of repeat itself, and to capture you again.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm curious, what was the tipping point? Like, how did Jesus end up saving you? Because a lot of people, it's like they experience this spiritual salvation, but like you needed a salvation beyond like like a physical world, like salvation. Like you were literally
Yeah.
in slavery.
Yeah, it was honestly, I can't explain to you like how amazing it was. Okay, so I was in this cult for like ever, and the mom of the man of the guy who was in charge of me was also in programming. But I would talk to her, and she was finally starting to kind of get out. And like one day she asked me, she's like, "Is my son holding you captive?" And I was like, "Actually, yes." And then like literally like I'd been there for 3 months, and then literally God was like, well, bam, like you're out of there. Like basically, he went to go get cigarettes with his partner, and she showed up, and we moved on. We moved me and what we could of my stuff, and then I went and hid at her house for a while until I had to hide another place. But I had been there for 3 months, and I wasn't even supposed to have the tablet that I had, but they were embezzling money through a GoFundMe they set up for me because of my lupus, and they were embezzling all that money. I was getting none of it, seeing none of it. They were starving the hell out of me and like just putting me through stuff that like I can't verbalize. At first I didn't think it was I went there thinking they were going to help me heal. They gave me this room. It didn't seem creepy, but then they locked me in there and then things went south, right? So like it had a sigil of Metatron, but then like literally of like crystals. It was just crazy and it was just so scary. And basically uh that mom of that guy who was holding me captive, she messaged me, and when did I full on believe Jesus was God? Even before that, because like basically she had messaged me one other time and was like, like you should give Jesus a try. So I was like praying, and like in this new age cult they have like everything, like all different kinds of books, and they were expecting me to read them because I was going to be resold to a man in New Zealand. That's where they were sending me. And like the programming is so
Got it.
bad. I remember being kind of excited about my new handler. Like I was like, "Oh my gosh, like New Zealand, that sounds great."
So these two guys, they were going to send you to New Zealand, but one
Well,
of them.
yeah, they worked for the man in the suit who found me at Starbucks, who would always get tea from me regularly and talk to me. And then I woke up one day, like in the cult, and he was there when I was like on this table and they were doing rituals. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
But
you're
yeah.
okay. So one of their moms was a Christian.
Yeah, well, she found Christ. She was still coming out of the new age though, because she was still like she still had a few like rocks for her own star sign, etc. But she would encourage me to pray. She told me to pray to Jesus, and God used her. And you know, I did. I tried it out. I thought Jesus was an ascended master, but I remember like the second I realized Jesus was God, and it was because basically while I was chilling in that cult, um I was doing a lot of witchcraft, and they were doing a lot of witchcraft on me and having me perform witchcraft. And Jesus said, "Why are you hurting me?" And I was like, "What is that?"
Hmm.
Like literally, it was like Paul the apostle, and Jesus asked me why I was hurting him, and I realized Jesus is God, and I didn't even realize what I was repenting for yet, but I was repenting, and I was just like, "You're God," and I was like, "Please be my savior, please be my God." And like I remember there was like a woman in high school that like the mom of like a boy that I knew, and like I found her on Facebook as soon as I was able to, and I was like, Miss June, I believe in Jesus."
Oh.
I like was so excited, and I had no one to tell, so I told someone's mom from high school.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and like yeah, basically I believed in Jesus like while I was in that cult because she told me to. Basically, she told me like, "Well, just give Jesus a try." And
Wow.
like, and I was practicing magic, and then like I had my heart open and Jesus was like, boop, I'm in there, and like pressed on my heart, and I was like, I'm convicted. And then I had faith though that Jesus was going to save me, because obviously I was in a bad situation, and that lady knew, like that, that guy's mom knew, and that's why she came and got me. And we prayed and prayed and prayed, and I just remember like literally I was stuck there for so long, and then like I believed on Jesus Christ. I
Yeah.
prayed to him, and then I got out. And like literally no one knew I was there. I was going to die there, y'all. Like that's something that like, well, I didn't think I was going to die there, but like I was either going to die there or like they were going to successfully ship me to New Zealand. They showed me my ticket and everything. Like it was so scary.
And did they abuse you too, or was it like
Yeah, I don't. That one's really, for some reason it's easier for me to talk about my childhood trauma than the one with like in the last cult. But yeah, they abused me, and it was really scary because like they wait till you're like blacked out and you're so sick that like you cannot fight back. Like you do not have the ability in your physical body to fight back.
yeah.
And it's really creepy. Like you literally can see the black like in people's eyes. Like you can see like the demons in their eyes. And when I was in Sedona, like we were his partner, who I thought was so much better than him, like the guy who was mainly in charge of me, because he would just mess with my head so much. But his partner would read tarot. Basically, they were doing the severity and mercy thing, like good cop, bad cop, like. And so the guy in charge of me was the bad cop, and then good cop would like walk me through my practices and be like, okay, we want you to read tarot now for this person. We want you to read tarot now for this person. They there was this guy who's super autistic. They took him, and he's very autistic, like more autistic than me, and like he definitely needs like I don't know how to explain it, but like it's not fair. He's a lot more nonverbal than me, communicates differently than me. And I remember everybody like abusing him, and they were trying to open a second CERN, or not. It's not like a smaller CERN. Like they're trying to access the Ethernet in a different facet, kind of the same way CERN is. It's in a electromagnetic portal.
In a
That you
human body?
Yeah, well yeah, and you pull demons out of it. You
Is
pull and
this
like
is this like sexually related? Was
that's involved in just in that, but a lot of it is literally just torturing you. And
okay.
the machine that they put me in, it has this massive diagram on the wall, and it's like all these sacred geometrical symbols. And some people claim that this machine heals them, because I tried to find out about it, but it didn't heal me, it hurt me, and they knew what they were doing.
And he
And
did that too. He was on that same machine.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they put me in there for so long that like and also like I don't know how to explain it. While I was possessed, I had like crazy superhuman abilities to do mathematics that I can't do now. Like I can't, like I could see numbers. I was so uncomfortable. I could see the gematria behind all things because they were possessing me to do that. Like I
Yeah.
was working with very specific entities for very specific reasons, and I was effective, which is why they liked me.
Mhm.
And it was just crazy. And like I said, that lady saved me. And then like I said, I from then on ended up nannying in various different homes, and some of them are really brutal, some of them are really peaceful, and like I worked for different, just all these different people. And
Yeah.
um and then I ended up meeting my husband at a barbecue, and I didn't think I'd ever see him again. And I used to joke to the kids I was nannying. I was like, watch, I'm gonna go take care of that guy and his dog instead of you guys. I don't want to say it that mean, but I'd be like, if you boys don't behave, I'm gonna go hang out with that guy and his dog instead, because like I was hanging out with him at the barbecue, and the boys were like, why aren't you hanging out with us?
Yeah. Oh, I love
And,
that. So
yeah,
okay, so you literally so you got pulled out of, you left your family. You end up in this other cult. Jesus saves you. You come to realize he's Lord. So you
yes,
come out, and then now you start nannying. And now so you have a home to stay in, because now you're nannying these kids and caring for these families, and like you told me earlier, praying for these families, and God just started using you in this domain, and in using you, also providing for you, giving you
yes,
a safe home like you never had that before. Um, and then as you're like nannying, now you meet your husband, and
yeah.
now that leads up to where you are today.
Yeah. And
Mm.
like that's why my content consists of like, hey, you want to hear some crazy occultic stuff? Also, would you like a banana bread recipe?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I love it because I'm just as off the wall like that. It's like being a good wife, but also like came from the sex work world and the occult world, and you know,
Yeah.
but also which Bible to buy, and I totally
Yeah.
understand.